Hey you, welcome if you're new, or welcome back friend if you've been to the channel before. This is Sweet Tea Astrology and Tarot, and I'm Erica. I just wanted to take a moment to say thank you because your time and your energy is a valuable resource, and I appreciate the energetic exchange you give to me every time you watch a video. I produce content on a variety of platforms, and you can follow me on all of them by accessing my link tree in the description below. Some housekeeping. The last 28 days of YouTube analytics indicate to me that over 52% of my recent viewers aren't subscribed. I encourage you to subscribe for easy access, and I'd also encourage you to hit the notification bell to get alerted when I go live on YouTube, which is usually unannounced and is provoked mostly by Spirit's call. I'm also in the process of starting my Patreon page where I will be posting first access to ad-free content to the 2021 astrology videos for each sign, and I will do extended love readings at the herbal tea tier or higher. I'll do an introduction video of my Patreon page once Patreon has been up, going, and well fed. I've also had some emails asking about private readings, and I'm doing them, but on a part-time basis only right now, as I'm focusing on producing content for my YouTube page and for my recently started podcast. It's called the Esoterica Pod, and it's on 6 different platforms, so look for me where you listen to podcasts. I talk about everything from astrology to my near-death experience and some of the things that have come along with that near-death experience, like hearing dead people and seeing shadow people. So I encourage you to check me out over there too. I hope you're well. I'm sending you a lot of love. And let's get into what the end of November lunar eclipse in Gemini has in store for you. So before I get started with each individual sign, what I'm going to do is discuss some of the aspects that are going to be going on during this eclipse. And I feel like it would be important for those of you who are new to astrology or don't speak the language well to understand some of the things that we're talking about. I'm using cards from the Numinous Astro deck. I'm trying to show y'all without a glare. That's it. Anyways, that's the back. So I'm going to feature some of the cards that are in this deck because they kind of point out and highlight some of the keywords and the themes that are associated with what's showing up in the sky for us. I'm focusing mainly on the oppositions. So that's what I'm going to be talking about in grander theme or grander scale. This lunar eclipse is occurring in Gemini. And Gemini, according to this deck, is the butterfly. And some of the words that you can put in your data bank or in your word bank to associate with Gemini are curious, communicative, versatile, flexible, variety-seeking, social, collaborative, brilliant, perceptive, connected, vocal, adaptive, street-smart, mobile, studious, superficial, restless, and fidgety. And that's what the card looks like. So we've got this lunar eclipse in Gemini. During the lunar eclipse, we have the sun opposite the moon, and it is an applying aspect, meaning it is growing more tense as the eclipse draws nearer to exactation. So the sun card deals with being. It emphasizes, or more words for your word bank, essence, energy, self-awareness, life force, spirit, creativity, honor, masculinity, distinction, childishness, ego, individuality, solitude, expression, self-sufficiency, shine, heartbeat, father. That's what the sun card looks like in this deck. So we've got an opposition in the sky between the sun and the moon. The moon is feelings, instinct, nurturing, gut reactions, comfort, digestion, home, family, conditioning, habits, femininity, lineage, privacy, embodiment, emotions, sustenance, self-soothing, moods, mother. And this opposition we see in the card. There's the moon card again. Okay? So we've got this opposition between the sun and the moon, asking for balance. More words for your word bank. Relates, mirrors, interacts, confronts, makes conscious, manifests, disciplines, conflicts with, tests, objectifies, and calls out. So that's kind of what it looks like in an astrology chart. The sun glyph opposite the moon. And that's one of the oppositions going on during this eclipse. And again, the pressure is applying between these two heavenly spheres, the two luminaries of the sky. And the sun is going to be in Sagittarius, the moon is going to be in Gemini. That placement changes in each sign's houses. That's why I give you the houses when I'm talking about what's going on. So we have this opposition card again in play between the planet Venus. Venus deals with love, but it also deals with beauty, harmony, romance, charm, receiving, sensuality, luxury, wealth, diplomacy, magnetism, value, pleasure, adornment, adoration, attraction, indulgence, taste, and style. In an opposition, looking for balance, confronting the planet Uranus of revolution, breakthroughs, brainstorming, originality, insight, awakening, technology, innovation, humanitarianism, reform, surprise, freedom, experimentation, the unexpected, rupture, edge, diversity, enlightening. So we've got these powerful oppositions occurring in the sky between a pretty energetic sky with this lunar eclipse going on. For each of you, it will play out in different houses. And we're going to break that down right now. Hi Taurus, welcome to your Gemini Eclipse reading. This is Sweet Tea Astrology and Tarot, and I'm so glad you're here. My name is Erica. Let's see what's going on for y'all. We've got the Sun in Sagittarius opposite the Moon in Gemini, showing that there's going to be some hard work and probably little gain to show for it between your 8th and your 2nd house. We've got Mercury in Scorpio, sextiling Jupiter and Saturn in Capricorn. The sextile is applying to Saturn but separating from Jupiter. This is between your 7th and 9th houses. It's about planning with good judgment, looking towards the future, possibly wanting to reunite or have a reunion. We've got Venus in Scorpio as well, opposite your sign where Uranus is. And this is separating, where you've been feeling impulsive and dealing with changes in mood when it comes to relationships and people that you have close partnerships or collaboration with. The cards just aren't being cooperative. The Mars in Aries square to Pluto in Capricorn is applying, meaning now is not the time for you to make changes in your 9th house of long distance trips, career, well, not really career. It's your long distance trips. It's your higher-minded ideals. These are the things that you would study for at like university. These aren't things you can cram for to pass the test sort of things. So yeah, 9th house. That square is applying. So there's some serious refinement going on in the 9th house for you in your area of ideals and ideology. Could be religious sort of reckonings. But that Mars-Pluto just looks like refinement. I think of it like microdermabrasion. So you have two major arcana cards that have shown up for you in this portion of the reading. Let me start here. We've got the Jack of Hearts. This can be the Page or the Knight of Clubs. Water sign energy. The unconscious is coming to the surface. There's some contemplation. Also, because there's two fish here, it could be that you're dealing with a Pisces in some way. Some of you are. It can show up quite literally like that. There's also the glyph for Aries in here, so it really makes me want to say that if you've got this Jack of Hearts, this Knight or Page of Hearts, Cups coming into your life through the 9th house avenues, now it's not the time for you to make changes for them in your world. The second card in your reading, the focus, is Justice. This is the 8 of Spades, the 8 of Swords, and the Justice card in the Rider-Waite Tarot. So, justice, reason, fairness, and possibly someone with the sign of Libra in your world. Look for balance in the situation. The third card is the Ten of Pentacles. Mercury's still retrograde, y'all. Give me a break. This is the Ten of Hearts. That would be the Ten of Cups in the Rider-Waite Tarot. This also represents the Wheel of Fortune, Major Arcana card in the Rider-Waite Tarot. The Ten of Cups is speaking to plans that have been set in motion and something coming to the end of a cycle, most likely in the area of love or relationship. I say that even more so because of the 7th house energy you've got going on where you are dealing with your partnerships. Wheel of Fortune also indicates that the tide is turning. So if things have not necessarily been going in your favor, then fingers crossed things should start to go in your favor, because energy is ever changing and ever evolving. But it's also something that the law of attraction is real. Like attracts like. So if you aren't having a good time, try to adjust your mental space. And I know that's easier said than done, but try to adjust your mental space so that you can start to attract more of the like-minded things that you're wanting to have, I guess is what I'm trying to say. We've got the 8 of Wands or the 8 of Clubs here. This is swift movement to create stability and repetition. Could also be like really fast messaging going on between people back and forth. Rapid movement, rapid changes. Some of you, you're just tired of doing the same thing over and over and over again. For some of you, it could feel like what you've been building is falling apart. And I say that because it's a lunar eclipse, and those are usually tied to endings. Now, this eclipse is only really going to be super strong for you if it's activating an angle or a planet in your personal chart. These are general readings. Let's see what the Spirit Animal deck has to say for y'all for this Gemini lunar eclipse for Taurus. Justice and the Wheel of Fortune. Some of y'all could be having some money come to you because of that 8th house, 2nd house opposition. That 8th house money coming to you is like through a resource you didn't know you had, or it's something that wasn't necessarily expected. Okay, you got the Crow Spirit card that says co-create with Spirit. And kind of like what I was talking about earlier with the law of attraction being real and how like attracts like. Well, the co-creation process not only works with the moon cycles, but also with creating the energy that you're wanting to draw to you, around you, creating it and maintaining it even when it's not easy to do. Crow spirit. Some of you may be eating crow. Some of you may be making other people eat crow. You may be enjoying watching people eat crow as well. Don't delight in it, Taurus. Uranus has been in your first house for a minute now, or in your sign. How are you doing? How are you doing? Well, you got 2 cards. From the Rebel deck, this is a little salty and it can have some adult language, but I like it because it can be the smack in your face that sometimes we all need. You are giving away your power, Taurus. You are a badass, so act like it. Are you giving your power away in your relationships, your partnerships, or your collaborations, Taurus? Because it's not everyone else's fault. It could be yours. This says it's yours. I'm not going to be that pointed. It's not everyone else's fault, though. You are a grown-ass adult. Stop blaming others for your shit. So, I see this is going down half the line. Some of you are giving away your power and blaming others for it. Because it's an act of choice if you give your power away. That's the part of it. It doesn't sound good to hear, but that's just the reality of it. The other part of it is you are acting in a way that isn't working to your highest good. And it could be subconscious because of this unconscious coming to the surface sort of thing. I mean, this is a lunar eclipse in Gemini. We're not going to be grounded by any means of the imagination. It would do good for you to ground. Literally go out to the earth, put your feet barefoot on the earth's surface, and stay there. Not for a minute, but for literally as long as you can. And you get bonus points if you can do it without your phone in your hand. The Justice card is coming for you. The Wheel of Fortune card is coming for you. Those aren't bad things. They're just, it is what it is. It's time to co-create with Spirit. Uranus is a wonderful lightning rod sort of instigator in manifestation. And Uranus has been transiting through Taurus for quite some time now. So you've been dealing with a lot of upheaval and shocks and surprises and unsteady nature. And in that, Taurus wants to seek stability. Taurus needs comfort and reliability and routine. And in doing that, especially in the craziness of 2020, you may be giving away your power for the stability that is being provided to you for X, Y, and Z. It's not feeling good for some of you anymore. The Wheel of Fortune is also tied to the planet Jupiter. So I spoke earlier about Mercury having a sextile to Jupiter and to Saturn. That's going on between your 7th and your 9th house as well. 7th house can be people having open beef with you. Or you having open beef with other people too. That lunar eclipse is going through your 2nd house of your resources and your assets and your possessions and your self-worth and self-esteem. Venus went retrograde in Gemini earlier this year, so we've all had an opportunity to reflect on the area of life where this lunar eclipse is occurring. And for you, Taurus, it's in the 2nd house. So what's going on in that 2nd house for you? Because it looks like the Wheel of Fortune is coming to bring change. I hope that it's change that is in your favor. I'm sending you a lot of love. I hope you're well. I encourage you to like, share, comment, subscribe. The analytics show that 52% of my viewers aren't subscribed, and that's kind of sad because I pop on here live from time to time, and I don't really do it announced. So if you want to catch me, subscribing and notifying would be the best way to do it. Don't give away your power, and don't blame it on anybody else if you are. It's your power. You are giving it away. I think that's the best thing I can say for you, Gemini, Taurus. This lunar eclipse is in Gemini. And Mercury is still retrograde in Scorpio as I record this. I'm a Scorpio rising, so please be kind to me. I'm doing my best to produce this content for y'all. I love you. I'm sending you a lot of love, Taurus. Take care of yourself. Be kind to yourself. Don't make any excuses for yourself. I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye.